Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxon. Along with me, as always, is the ambassador of ATHX athleticism, Bethany McChesney. She said, "You said I didn't do right. I did it right. That's what I read." Assembler.
Assembler.
I read it wrong, but I'm not doing it again. No, no, because right now, she's more the puppy tug of war woman.
Yeah. Yeah, Bonnie's playing here. But if I don't distract her, she's gonna dig in my plants. So I need to distract her and I need Jeff to come home and take her.
Did you do anything cool this weekend, or you just train?
Um, well, we're still in hockey season.
Oh
So
yeah, how'd it go?
so Emerson had her semifinal round and they lost, so they're done now. But my son is they won their division, and so now this weekend they're going to OMHA, so provincials. Um, yeah, so they did quite well. So we move on. Got one more weekend of hockey, and then
One
that's it.
more.
One more weekend, I think. But then there's tryouts, so then it gets to be really intense for a couple weeks. But
Did you fall down?
I did. It was nobody saw it. It was I
Somebody must have seen it because Riley just told me about it.
well, I made a post about it. It was nothing, but um I just sometimes when you go on the ice after the figure skaters, even though the Zamboni's gone,
Ruts.
there's big divots,
Yeah.
and I just caught one completely out of nowhere, and I hit the ground so fast. And then I got back up, nobody saw, so I'm like, hey, it's cool. But then even as I was skating, I was like, my knee is getting harder and harder to bend. And then now I'm getting annoyed because the next morning we had like a key workout in this prep
Hmm.
for around the bay. And like it's been on my calendar of like key workout. Everyone that was coming to training on Sunday knew that this was a very important workout. They knew what the workout was. We were going to hit about 27K. And I was like, this can only happen the day before, like the key workout in this whole building, this whole build up for this race. So then I wake up in the morning, I can't bend my knee. So I'm like, great. I woke up extra early so I could like warm it up, put the red light on it and stuff. But then as I got running and we got doing the faster stuff, I'm like, my hip felt like it was like jammed up, and then my back, if I wasn't holding my arm properly, because I kind of fell on my side. So if it wasn't holding my arm properly, my back would spasm. And then I was just annoyed that a stupid fall like messed up my whole body. And then I was
It
like,
happens when you're in their 40s.
I know, I was so annoyed. And then I'm like, I am not letting this stupid thing wreck my training session. So I powered through and then I laid on the couch the whole rest of the day.
Because Bethany would advise all of her clients to do that when injured.
So I was thinking about this because when I was debating posting it because I'm not an advocate of running through injuries. But there's a difference between an injury and a niggle and like something that this is just it's like pretty superficial
Mhm.
and very it'll be gone in a day or two kind of thing. Um and it's not like anything was getting worse as I ran. It was just very consistent. So that it wasn't a true injury. So there's sometimes you have to run through a little bit to know that you can. Nothing was going to be made worse. I have bruises, and I booked an appointment with my osteopath to fix my back.
I'm gonna call bullshit.
No, it's not a real injury.
I know, but you absolutely advise people not to run through injuries. That is 100% true
Yes,
and
injuries.
100% accurate.
Yes.
You are terrible at taking your own advice.
Yeah, to a point, yes, I am. But there's the denial piece of like this isn't really an injury. This isn't really an injury until you're like, well, shit.
Mhm. Not yet anyway.
Not yet. I'm gonna make it one.
Oh,
I run through an awful lot.
yeah.
True. But then there's always the line of like, if I can't make it worse. Like, do you remember DEKA Fit, the very first one we did in Chicago, and I raced with Lanny?
Hmm.
And I dropped a plate on my foot 3 days before and broke a metatarsal. I'm like, well, it's already broken. I can't make it
Yeah,
worse.
yeah, yeah. But don't run through injury.
But don't run through injuries. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to
And
do.
then didn't we go to Red Deer and you were in a boot because you'd been running through an injury for like 8 years? And I won that race.
That was one time when I did run through an injury, and that
Mhm.
was stupid, but it was COVID. Now I'm making excuses, but it was COVID, and it was my coping strategy for a very stressful time in my life.
Mm,
But I should have backed off. Yes.
yes.
That one was a mistake.
And as you didn't, you lost another race to me.
Yeah, I was in a boot.
Now get the point. Winning's winning. Parameters were set and I won. So, um, I had a blast. I had a really good time.
Mhm.
ATHX was very cool. Um, First off, I will definitely say though, this was purely like, yes, it was a race, it was a competition, but it was an exhibition and a invitational and a just come and see this. Because much like when Hyrox went there and much like all this stuff, on the beach causes tons of different issues,
Yeah.
but it was fun and it was great. So I mean, I don't look at this as a real competition for that event. Although it was, I just don't, I don't put any weight behind the results of it or anything like that. Um,
Was the run on the beach? Like on the sand?
yes, not on the sand. So they put down like that fake floor that you see in some, I think it's like called a sports floor.
Oh, okay.
So all around like a 200 meter. So they made a 200 meter track out of that, 250
Oh,
meter track out of that. So no, you were not running on the beach.
oh,
It
okay.
was on the beach, but you were not running in the sand.
So people walking on the beach could see it.
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It was a very cool setup. Like it had that, and then internal inside the running course was a big tent where all the lifting and metcon was done underneath there. So
Hmm.
for the majority of it, you were in the shade. The only time you were in the sun is when you did your run. So it was pretty good. It was a good setup, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a good event. Like the it was what I expected.
Yeah.
The They spared no expense. They
Yeah.
did everything they could to make it as cool as possible. Um, I do think, like I said, beach hampers them when they get to a regular venue like normal. It'll be even better, from my perspective because I don't care about pictures. But but yeah, it was fun. The people were great. Lots of people coming from the UK to help run it to get it started to just get the feel for it. And great athletes. So we'll go through. We'll still hit the results. Let's see here. Do. All right. We're gonna hit the results here. So why is that not right? Oh, okay. Something is not right on this.
What the yeah.
I might have to.
That just says the strength workout.
Hmm. But there's
Oh,
no overall. So maybe the site is not working quite properly. Let's see if we can go to the guys. No, it's not working properly. All right. Well, that sucks. Okay. Well, we'll leave that and I'll just tell you what I know on that. Basically, it was who won the men's now? I'm trying to remember. It was hard. I might have to edit this part and we'll
I
see
did
if we can
see
figure this out.
results.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were up before. So let's see here. An invitational, female, ethics pro. There we go. Now it's there.
There you go.
All right. Okay. So after that inconceivable or imperceptible edit. So first place you had Jennifer Muir, second place Hannah Black, and third place Sydney Wells. And I'll go through the strength numbers too, because that's kind of interesting a bit. But for other notables, I mean, Emily Rolfe was in fourth, Ariel Lowen in sixth, Camilla Massa eighth, Tara Jackson right behind her in ninth, um, Erin Murray, the strong woman, in 10th, which was pretty cool.
Mhm.
And then we had our friends Lindsay and Lauren tying.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, coming with the same amount of points in 11th. So pretty cool there. Wanted to look at, oh, by the way, Jennifer Muir, 8:19 on that Metcon.
Wow.
That's like a minute faster than Miriam.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's not fucking around.
So what would be the deciding factor? Like how fast you skied or how fast you did the movements?
I think I think a lot of them were very similar on the movements, and I think you're right. I think it was probably because it would have been 60 calories total on the ski.
Yeah.
It's 30 at the front and 30 on the back for the woman, and I think that was probably the difference maker. If you could maintain the pace throughout, the same as everybody else, and then hit the ski hard, get the skis hard, I think that's what did it. But it was really, really fantastic. I mean, all right, let's start with the strength though.
Mhm.
Go to the strength because this say you actually get pure numbers. So Aaron Murray won the strength with a 70 kilogram strict press,
Whoa.
a 155 kilogram back squat, and a 185 kilogram deadlift.
So remember, it's 1 rep strict press, 3 reps back squat, and 5 deadlifts.
That's
So
right. And then for everybody, we'll do some quick math for you from quick metric conversion. So that's a 154 strict press, 154-pound strict press.
and strict.
Yeah, very, very strict. Yes. No push
Whoa.
press, no nothing. And I'll tell you right now, she's not very big.
No.
Like she's not small, but compared to some of the other strong women you see, she's not you wouldn't think that she carried that kind of power.
Wow.
155 kilogram back squat is 341 for 3 reps. And then the 185 deadlift is 407.
For
So
5 reps.
for 5 reps. Yes, no, that's not a 1 rep. That's a for five.
Woo.
Yeah, she was powerful. I mean, and just, and she posted about this. She's like, something like, remember that time when you led the ATHX games for 15 minutes
To who?
on her Instagram? Because she
Oh,
led,
this
because
one
this
was
strength is
hers.
first, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer Muir, though, again, 63 kg, 1 rep for the strict press, 145 for the squat, 170 for the deadlift. Like those are good numbers. And then Hannah Black, 65, 138, and 155. Great numbers. Lindsay put in a great effort, seventh in the strength, 50,
Yeah.
125, 155. And like she beat Ariel Owen
That's awesome.
in the strength and Emily Rolfe.
So that's because of the deadlift, it looks like.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. She had that 5 pounds over Ariel and 7 pounds over Emily.
Wow, good for her.
Yep. So it would just, yeah, and I don't think she gave all she had either.
Well, I mean, this would be an interesting one to do again and know how much that takes out of you.
Yeah, yeah. Now I will also say I think a lot of them might have held back as it was an exhibition, no money on the line or anything like that, so they were just putting in good work. But nonetheless, that's a great turnout for the strength. The endurance. This is where we
Oh,
saw we saw some not surprises. Camilla
yeah.
Masta coming out ahead, doing 5.549 kilometers. So that's 22 minutes to split it between ski and row. So she ran 3K, did 2.549 on the row. And this is how precise the measurements is, which was kind of cool. Tara Jackson right behind her. And you want to talk close. Tara over Emily Rolfe. Tara passed Emily Rolfe in the last second on the rower.
So pretty much people would have ended up on the rower on average.
Yes, yes, most people ended up on the rower, yeah. But yeah,
Hmm.
you can see there like Emily Rolfe was ahead of Tara for a little bit on that row, and Tara just gunned it. And you can see she got her by what point less than point 0.2 of a kilometer or less than 0.02 of a kilometer.
Wow.
So that was a really great finish. And again, beating Emily Rolfe, Sydney Wells, Ariel Lowen, like those are some good. And Lauren Rentala, she had a great endurance. Lindsay came in with 10th on there as well, with 5 kilometers dead even. And we do
Wow.
know that Lindsay should have been higher by at least 200 meters, which would
Uh,
have put her,
oh, shoot.
you see, like that would have jumped her up to like possibly
Yeah.
fifth place.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's too
Because
bad.
between the 200 meters she pulled and being on the wrong rower, that would have made a very big difference.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right. And the Metcon, which by the way, the Metcon to me was still the most fun. Jennifer Muir, the 8:19 she did, she was just flying. Like the weights looked like nothing to her, just moving like mad. Um, 8:19, and I think I said it's faster than Miriam. And if you're
Yeah.
doing a Metcon like that faster than Miriam, you're just cooking. And no surprise, Hannah Black, Sydney Wells, Emily Rolfe all up there. Sydney Wells apparently up there twice somehow. I don't know. Ariel Lowen down there, Lena. Look, Lauren Rentala right up there, just 7 seconds behind Ariel Lowen.
Wow. Good for her.
Yeah, that was a great performance for her. Now this one, I'll be honest, this was Lindsay had a rougher one on this, not because she didn't do well, but she was in another wave and there was nobody near her,
Oh.
so she had no one to kind of race with. Anyway, oh, and Erin Murray, a 1920 on this. Everybody clapped her and cheered her on at the end. She just lo she had a great time, and then we're hoping to have her on and she'll tell you all about it. But that one, it was hard on her. She definitely went out of her comfort zone. But as for the women, the men, all right, we'll start with overall here. Overall, Ty Jenkins, it's just complete. Nick Matthews and Jorge Fernandez were your top three for overall. Um, in the strength. So Nick Matthews won the strength. I actually had to judge Tola, and I thought for sure he was going to win because it was him and Nick Matthews were side by side, and just I was looking, I'm like, I thought he had him, and then I didn't realize that Nick did one more round of the squats and just hammered those there
Hmm.
and threw them. But Tola with a 113 strict press, kilogram strict press. It was, and I'll tell you right now, because I judged him, it looked like he had more in the tank there. Like it
Wow.
looked like he could have done another 10 kg easy.
So they have
And
6 minutes to complete these lifts.
so, well, 6 minutes to do the strict press, 6 minutes to do the squat, and then 8 minutes to do the deadlift.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, most of them were like Tola did an interesting strategy. So he did a strict press normally, but then when it came to the squats, instead of doing the three, he put on some weight to where he thought he did one, put it back, put on some more, did one, put it back, put on some more, then did his set of three and goes, okay, I'm good.
Oh.
And then he did the same thing for his deadlift,
Huh.
which was interesting. It worked really well. So anyway, Nick Matthews was first in that, Tola, and then Nate Ackerman in third. Um, Yonakoski, he looked great. He was great in there, but there was it was fun to watch these guys who can really lift. And again, just like being side by side with Tola there, he is just powerful. Just something to see when they do it so well. Endurance. Cole Learn just smacked the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. So 3 and 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's really
So
good.
Yeah, with the chalk. Oh yeah, Cole was smart with the chalk on the lifts and stuff, but on the skier, yeah, we'll go through that later. So, um, yeah, he ran away like off the opening 1K, he was gone, and I think he lapped because it was 250-meter course. He had lapped two people after the first kilometer,
Wow.
so he just and yeah, and he spent the last whatever because it was to 22 minutes. He stopped early and was like cheering for people.
Really?
Yeah, so
Huh.
yeah, he was well because he was far enough ahead that he's like you know
Took the extra rest.
yeah. There's no sense going back out to try to run again,
Yeah.
right? So so anyway, he was awesome there. Ty Jenkins in second, and Fabian Johnson in third from Great Britain. Just again, it was something to behold. We didn't even mention Cole in the strength. Cole was very worried about the strength. He said he was not, he's in high rock shape.
Yeah.
So he ended up um 20th, so pretty far down, but 83 kg strict press, 140 back squat, and 180 kilogram deadlift, which is still really good numbers. And
Yeah.
I would say I would be interested to see any other Elite 15 high roxer try to lift with him.
Yeah.
And then the Metcon, which again, Cole won by almost a minute
Yeah. Wow.
in the 9:35. Nate Ackerman in second, Ty Jenkins in third. Um, it was very exciting to see these guys go, but again, they weren't as fast as the women.
And it was the exact same Metcon?
Yeah, but I think one of the things I think really slowed the guys down incomparably, I think the box jumps, the guys were doing 30 inches compared to the women doing 24, and I think that one's a bit of a different scaling, like it takes a little more. Yeah. I don't know. I think the difference on that probably was the difference in the times was the reason why at the top. Um, but it was fun to see them all on the floor at the same time and fun to see them all cheer for each other afterwards. The elites
Yeah.
were really great. They put on a good show. There were some issues logistically, I think, to be expected in their first event. Like we did have a shortage of dumbbells. So we would have to, instead of had the hope was that we'd have every dumbbell we needed in every lane, no matter who was in the lane. But sometimes we had to run a dumbbell from one side to another lane where, oh, there's a woman in this lane. We need to go put a woman dumbbell over here, right? Like that. So a little bit of juggling. But what they did do that was cool, I really liked was for the people judging on the Metcons, they would have a clipboard. And then you would have on your paper on your clipboard, okay, this is who's coming to my lane. And they'd come to your lane. And then you'd flip to the next page. This is who's in the next wave and coming to my lane. So it was all very organized that way. And I like it. I thought that was a very helpful thing.
Mhm.
Um, there was pretty good judging. Yes, there was some mistakes as new judges in a new country in a new event, but for the most part, it was quite well judged. Um, yeah, I thought it was a really good event. I was really had a good time. And I'm looking forward to the next one because I think we're going to try to get Beth to go.
So was this just this invitational or was there other
No,
people?
there was other people too. Yeah,
Okay.
but they kept it small. Like I think they only did about 200 people, and it was so if you compare it to the events they do in England, there was half as many lanes, and we only put on waves from like noon till 4,
Oh, okay.
right? And it was just again, it was more of an exhibition and a chance for some people to try it and get, so yeah,
Hmm.
I liked the way it worked for everybody. I will say one of the things though, sandbags on that beach got very wet
Oh,
just with humidity and sweat. And the 70 kilograms sandbag by the end of the day did not feel like 70 kilograms.
yeah, I bet. Hmm.
Yeah, it was. because I was moving some of them around like that was a heavy lift, and then the next day I had to move some of them and like okay, it was much lighter today, so
Mhm.
dried off a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, ATHX big success, a lot of fun. I will be back for sure, and if anyone gets a chance, I know they're planning more North American events. They have not announced any yet, and no, I will not tell you what I know or don't know. So I will just say to keep paying attention, and that I would be very, very surprised if you did not get a chance to go to an ATHX this year in North America. All right. Do you want to talk Hyrox?
Sure.
All righty. Let's. Oh, I got a patch. Let's see my patch. Where is it?
An
Where's it?
ethics patch.
Up, right. I'm up. There it is, right there. I can't
Can't
see it
see
though.
it.
There we go.
Oh
There's
yeah.
the Apple patch.
Mhm.
I'll just leave it there. All right. Let me see here. We'll get set up so we can see some Hyrox results and talk a little Hyrox and what's Hyrox without controversy.
Right.
All right. So first we'll just go with the women's Elite 15. We'll just do the top three for this one. In third, Emily Dahmen. In second, and getting the qualifying spot, Seka Arning. And in first, with a really, really good run, Sinead Bent.
Yes.
Really awesome to see. Um, it was a good race, but um, it was Ellie Stenforth actually crossed the line second, but she cut across the front of Emily Dahmen
Oh
during
yes.
Emily's wall balls, and then was assessed a 1 minute penalty,
Yeah.
basically for, I would call it interference. I don't think
Yeah.
there was anything malicious or anything like that. She ran the wrong way and, knocked, didn't really bump into Emily, but I think kind of made contact with her wall ball and put Emily off balance. And Emily was struggling mightily at the time, so she was a little off balance anyway.
Yeah.
And she fell down. And I do think, I'll poke at Hyrox all the time when I don't like their calls. I think this was the right call.
Hmm.
You know, it just,
Do
I
you
think,
think a full minute was the right call?
um, I don't know if it's listed in the rule book or not as what the time penalty should be for that. So let's just, first off, if that's what's listed in the rule book, then yes, that's the right time penalty.
Yeah,
Um,
impeding another
yeah,
racer.
I th I think yeah, I kind of am okay with it. I know it was yeah, it was not on purpose. It wasn't a big advantage for her to do it, but it's something
Well,
that I think you have to be really strict on because that way things don't get out of hand.
yeah, and I was gonna say too, a minute changes the outcome.
Yeah, and it should,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah,
So I'm okay with it, and they did give it to her quickly. Like it wasn't a lot of waiting
like the next
around.
day. Yeah,
Yeah. So tough for her, but she did prove that she's very, very capable
yeah,
and a heck of a racer. And I think she's got a real shot at the next major to get in.
yeah. And she ran a really smart race too.
Mhm.
Definitely had her plan and didn't go out too hard and came on really strong in the end.
And I gotta admit, I'm kind of happy to see Seka get the spot in a way. Not anything against Ellie, but Seka was the one who didn't get the spot when she probably should have for Chalkgate.
Right.
So now she ends up on the other side from,
Yeah,
the cosmic balance.
yeah.
Is Sinead Bent a podium threat at Worlds?
Um, yes, I think this race would indicate that for sure.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, these times this weekend were fast.
I think it's a fast course.
Yeah. And having three girls here go under 59, one of them, Emily, not having a great race.
Mhm.
So yeah, and the top six being under 60 minutes. So it was a fast course. So I'm not going to say because of the time, but I think the way she handled a lot of the back and forth, she stayed
Mhm.
very composed. Her running looked really strong. Nothing lacked in her stations. I would definitely, and she's kind of on her way back from injury and building fitness. So I would say she could potentially be a podium threat.
All right. And I mean, when you say Emily Dahlman had a rough race, she had a good race into the wall balls and then a 4:31 on the wall balls, which for an Elite 15 woman is not.
Well, and look at all those other stations where she had the fastest times.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
many stations.
E, pull, row, farmer carry, lunges, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like she just over revved it just a touch too much.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, all right. For the dudes, Heidi Wiersma with a world record.
Yeah.
Again, I'm thinking it's a fast course, but still,
Yep.
he beat Tim Vinish, and you don't do that without being damn fast,
Yeah.
especially with the heater that Tim's on this year. Like he's on fire. Um,
Yeah.
and in third, Thomas Dverdick. We kind
Yeah.
of mentioned when we talked before that you know he could get there. Luke Greer ended up in fifth. I guess
Hmm.
just not quite there with the stations yet, but still a 53:40. Like, but yeah, these are your 13th place guy was 55:30.
Yeah.
These are fast. This was a fast course.
Yeah.
So,
Um, yeah, and I know Thomas has also gone all in, quit his job.
mhm.
He's a bit on the later stages in years, so I think if he's going to do it, he's got to do it now. But yeah, again, kind of a surprise podium person there. But Sean Noble was in it also.
Oh, I think Sean Noble went out to set a world record, and again, maybe overcooked it a bit.
Yeah. But still, how close those top four are. Like we're still talking a 40-second spread from the in the top four.
Yeah, yeah, like they're just it's getting closer and closer and closer, which is good because as the sport grows, parity should happen more and more.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great sign that we're getting more people who deserve to be at the top are getting to the top. The cream is rising to the top.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see people like a Thomas DeVerdick who we kind of like is 40 years old.
Mhm.
And we thought, okay, this is what he was, and he just keeps getting better with these young guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So great. So and now I would say, and the same thing we just asked about Sinead Bent, is Heidi a podium threat?
He says he is.
He beat Tim, so he is, in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, um, the race is kind of wide open here. Like, but yeah, to show like this much strength right now, absolutely.
How many guys, and I saw the Masters on Race Brain, how many guys do you think could possibly or have a legit possibility to win Worlds?
Oh my goodness. All of them almost. 8?
Eight? I was gonna go with seven. I was gonna go with seven. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna list them. So we got Hunter, Dylan, Tim, Alex, um, um,
Edie.
Heidi, Sean Noble, and who was there? I think I had one more.
Rich.
Yeah, you could throw Rich in there
Hmm.
as an outside shot.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would say those ones. I can't think of anyone else offhand, but there is possible there's some. What about women? I think women, you got honest, realistically to win, I'm going to say two.
2.
To podium, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of women can fight for that third spot or whatever, or that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, but now we're looking at this Alyssa McKinley.
Well, no, she hasn't got a world spot yet. So, but she is now
Doesn't,
can get in the
but she's
major.
yes. So with how fast she's going and improving, if she gets into worlds, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, she has that such weaponized running. That is
Yeah.
great. All right, let's go to doubles and we'll start with the men, which I'll be honest, I have not got to watch the men's race yet. I've been
Mhm.
busy. But we got Luke Greer and Harry Thompson and Sebastian Efferson and Gustav Cordua and Tim Vinich and Alex Ronkovich. Now, I don't even know who got the spot on this here.
Oh, I didn't watch this race.
I didn't get a chance to because I've been very busy traveling. So I
Mhm.
will effort to see who we got. But what we do get there is, to no surprise, Tim and Alex with the win and a new world record. So Rich Leo's finally go. These guys go 47-40.
Mhm.
That's nuts fast.
Yes.
So um I will get to I will hopefully get to watch that and see. It's kind of on my to-do list, but I just do you think any of the teams qualified so far have anything for Alex and Tim?
That's a pretty stacked team.
Hmm. You're talking the
I,
last two world champions.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would take a lot.
Is it possible? Yeah, but they're gonna go in being the huge odds-on favorite.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot depends now on penalties. We see that they do change a lot in these races. And
Tim
when
has been
races,
known to get burpee penalties.
yeah, and when they're only won sometimes by 20 seconds and we're getting penalties like crazy right now, then I mean, that could be the deciding factor in the end.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at what was the most confusing race.
And
Oh,
speaking of penalties,
yeah. So in the women's, in third, Charlie Cyril and Lauren Stockley. In second, Ida Matilda Steensgaard and Ellie Stenforth. And in first, Lucy Proctor and Sinead Bent.
mhm.
Not a big surprise for Lucy Proctor and Sinead. Like,
Yeah.
established team, great team. Um, do you want to go through what happened on this?
Yeah, so Saskia Millard and Holly Archer took this race out hot, and they had a solid 50-meter lead going into the first station. And no surprise, Saskia Miller is a national level miler, and we know that Holly Archer has a half marathon time of a 1:12. Two very accomplished runners, and admittedly also they focus on running still. So the Hyrox thing is something they're kind of doing more for fun. So for them to take it out, of course they are. And they had a pretty good lead through the first half of the race because of what they were building on their running. No one could really touch their paces. And then things did start to fall apart a little bit. They got a 1 minute penalty for cutting the lane on sled pull, just cutting off the corner.
Mhm.
But when we were watching, it kind of looked like they got it on burpee broad jumps because that's when it popped up.
Yeah.
And then they got another 15 seconds on burpee broad jumps for staggered feet. And then we saw them get taken over in lunges. So that's where Charlie Surly's team started absolutely dropping the hammer. And Lucy and Sinead started reeling them back in as well. And so that's when both of those teams, Charlie Searley and Lauren Stockley, caught them. Um, and yeah, and then in the end, they didn't have penalties. So then going into the end, then they got another penalty, another 15 seconds somewhere else to
So, but what also happened was I believe Charlie and Lauren, didn't they cross the line second?
So Lucy Proctor, yes. So Lucy Proctor and Sinead Bent crossed the line in first
Yep.
because Saskia and Holly had to wait in the penalty box type thing that they do for the 90 seconds of penalties. Um, so then Charlie and Lauren did cross the finish line after Lucy and Sinead, but then, and which would have put them in that qualifying spot. And they celebrated, they had their post-race interviews, and then it was figured out later, and actually, I'm going to say hours later, that Charlie and Lauren did the same error cutting the sled pull lane as Saskia and Holly did. So then they retroactively gave them a 60-minute penalty, 60-second penalty,
Hmm.
which bumps them into third place and now bumps up Ida and Ellie Stenforth into that qualifying position. So there was a lot of drama with this one, and there were penalties. It wasn't just obviously Saskia and Holly Archer. Oh, that was the other penalty. Holly Archer didn't have her foot completely in the paddle before she grabbed the rope.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Her feet were there, but the one wasn't totally slid in. Like stuff that yeah,
Well, and
anyways.
even both of these cutting the course penalties were so basically the rule is on the sled pull. And I don't know, this is a setup disaster. I have no idea why they do this. So
So
on the
yeah.
sled pull, rather than having the exit on the side where you're standing when you finish, they make you run back down the lane and cut out on the other side, and it makes no sense.
And so what they both did was they just cut, they went all the way down lane, but they cut in front of the rower, which you kind of get because to run by it, you have to jump over all of this rope and
Yeah,
mess.
so they just kind of cut to the other side of the sled,
Yeah.
saving, I'm going to go with a grand total of
2 seconds.
a, a quarter second.
Yeah.
There's I don't think a full second.
And preventing a potential ankle roll.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
realistically.
When if you had just made the exit at the end of
Where
the
you
lane where
finish.
you finish, which is very possible to do, it's not
Mhm.
difficult. You
Yeah.
make that the exit of the zone.
Yeah.
It's easy, but the Hyrox won't do that. I don't know why. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here, for me. Oh, here's one other thing before. Also reported by Hybrid Fitness Media, Charlie and Lauren weren't informed of their penalty. They found out from
Instagram.
from Instagram and
Yeah.
actually commented, "Why am I finding out about this from here?" So they
Hmm.
found out that they lost their position and lost their qualifying spot from Instagram rather than Hyrox going and telling them.
Yeah.
And again, as reported by Matt about all of these things that happened, Hyrox's response is no comment. So excellent. It's that
Yeah.
accountability that we've been looking for.
Yeah. And transparency.
And transparency. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, how do I feel about the penalty? It's in the book. You call it, and you call it for everybody. So I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
Um, the timing of the call, I would say, and this is part of the problem I have with them doing those interviews and handing out checks right on stage. Like that needs to wait. So I don't know, was this penalty made called before the podium?
No.
Was it
Oh,
added?
the podiums, well, it was, but not before they gave them their check and did
Well,
all of the to-dos
this,
after.
and that's what I mean. They do that all the time in the finish line, and they got to stop that. The
Yeah.
race is not official, right?
Yeah.
And so you shouldn't hand out picture checks until you have official results.
Hmm.
All right. So anyway, that's 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 a mistake. So yeah, I don't like that penalty being awarded so late, but I don't have a problem with it in itself, as it is in the rule book. It's there. Everybody should know it. They should be aware of it. At
Yeah.
least I think it's in the rule book. Matt, I'll be honest, I haven't looked, and in Matt's post, he said he could not find it.
Well, it must be if they gave Saskia and Holly that penalty immediately.
Hmm. Now, I think it might be it's one of these things just in the Elite 15, and they stay tell them beforehand in the pre-race rather than
Right.
because like
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, when I finish a sled pull, I'm on the right side for the exit,
Correct.
right?
Which is how, yeah, how they design it for the masses for sure, so that people aren't running through the lanes
And I'm
ever
thinking the only
or
reason
to
they do
get
that
out.
because they use the same spot for sled push as they do sled pull, right?
Hmm.
So they only make
Like
one
the
exit.
exit tunnel thing.
Yeah, so they only make
Yes.
one exit in that station, and it's the
Hmm.
push exit, not the pull exit, and that's why they have this happen.
Mm,
At least I'm thinking that's the way it works. I don't, like I said, I don't remember running across when I do the pull in any of my races.
yeah.
I remember having to run back down the lane.
No, no, I don't either.
No. So what do you like? Here's some other stuff too that's going on. Like the, I think someone put in a protest for this penalty to go through. It's
Well,
not.
I think if they didn't though, it would look bad on them too because they already gave a penalty for this that did really change the outcome of the race. So if they give this penalty to Saskia and Holly, they have to give it to Charlie and Lauren. I don't like that they did it so late, but
Mhm.
you can't have one team penalized for it and not another team penalized for doing the exact same thing.
But my question, and I totally agree. So my question is, would they have given them the penalty if someone didn't protest?
Um, I don't know. Do we know someone protested for sure?
According to Rich Ryan, his podcast he put out today, yes, someone protested. And his take was that the athletes should not, and I totally agree with him on this, should not have to be putting out protests to enforce rules.
Hmm.
If the rule's broken and you know about it, you just call it. There doesn't need to be a protest.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if that's what, like, if this is the, I don't know because they won't comment on anything because they're not willing to do this. But if that's the system they're going on, that just makes no sense. And then you're creating this, and I hate to use this word because it's so whatever, this toxic atmosphere among the athletes where they're basically ratting each other out nonstop.
Yeah.
And here's another question, and this is one Rich raised. Should you be able to protest? And I don't know how I feel about this one, but should you be able to protest something that doesn't involve you?
But it does involve you.
Hmm. And that good. Yeah.
Mhm. Because of the times.
Yes, exactly. And that's where I understand Rich's point about that. He thinks you shouldn't, but I get that because, if someone in front of you has done something like cut a course, and let's say
Yes.
something a little more major than what they did here, but
Hmm.
has cut the course, and yeah, then I mean,
I
uh,
mean, I'm not saying Ida and Ellie were the people that protested, but they would
no,
have the greatest argument for
yes,
protesting.
and I perfectly honest, I do not know who protest. I just
Yeah.
know that from what Rich said, somebody did, and that's what brings up the question is one, well, the question, the statement I would have that nobody should have to, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, with the amount of little rules, it's not going to not happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was a little bit bothered watching these races at the judges who I felt were looking to give penalties. When you watch back the men's elite and the women's doubles, specifically on the burpee broad jumps,
Mm.
the judges, it's like they might as well have had a measuring tape for every single jump and their hands and their feet. It was like they were looking for centimeters to be off. And they were going to give penalties if it was even a centimeter, staggered feet, or I don't even know what the rule is anymore for hands and feet to be far apart, but they were being so nitpicky. Like
Yeah,
there's a video where the judge for Sean Noble, her hair is practically on top of him
yeah, I saw that
because
one.
she's so close to him.
Yeah, But Sean Noble, you got to call it.
Right? Hyrox has some vendetta against him for sure.
Um, yeah, the I don't like the standards for the burpees. Um, I think they are way too overcomplicated. There's way too many little nitpicky things, as you put it, and it could be done, as I've stated many times, differently, where just you have your 30 centimeters as your rule, so your feet land in one box, your hands go in the next box. You just put every box every 30 centimeters. Shoot, score easy. Oh, your feet are on the tape on one box? Great. You touch the tape on the next box. It's
Well,
so
we
easy.
definitely are slowing people down
Yeah. Yeah. So,
because they're so worried about it. But
oh yeah. Yeah. And the other thing
and
that
lunges and hip extension or standing up tall. I saw yellow cards on the lunges, and I don't even understand what's going on that they would be getting yellow cards for.
no, no. I mean, again, we said this before, which apparently, by the way, me saying we've said this before, I've said this before, I say that a lot. So they're hunting. They're hunting for violations. They're hunting for no reps. They're not calling what they're seeing anymore. They're hunting for things to call.
Yeah.
And I know it might sound weird to some people, but it's a mindset. And your
Hmm.
goal as an official is as best you can. You only want to be involved when you have to.
Hmm.
So you shouldn't be hunting for anything. You're just calling what happens.
Yeah. And even wall balls, it is so rare now to see someone get through 100 wall balls without a no rep. Saskia and Holly had like 25 no reps for their wall balls. And again, if you're doing the same squat the whole time, why is one all of a sudden? Again, we're looking for centimeter differences, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that was Kent's argument about his last one was he's like all of mine were the same. And when we had Rich's video there, like they all looked very, very similar.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think Saskia's squat depth was not great.
Mhm,
But again, I know these girls, Hyrox is not their focus and they do need to clean it up for sure.
mhm.
So some of the onus is on the Saskia and Holly for just maybe being a little bit too laissez-faire about this race in general. So some of that is on them. But I'm sure it was centimeters that they were looking for when they were giving everybody, they probably averaged 10 no reps per team.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. And it is notorious for runners, like pure runners, to have those tight hips and not
Mm.
get the good
Yeah.
squat depth.
Or some of it too was her throwing it too high.
Yes, again, stupid rule.
Yeah. So if you're, I think she was accidentally hitting the men's target.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like, wait a minute. She's doing too much and you're giving her penalties.
Well, that we've come down. You get like Hyrox is wanting you to hit the target spot the size of a quarter,
Less than a quarter, but
and it's
yeah.
and it's and
Mm.
it's on a board that's almost a foot square.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
have it hit the board. And if you go
Yeah.
above the board, who cares? That's good.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like a line would be better, but anyways.
Agreed. You know, but but it's not. That's not the rule they have.
Mm.
All in all, it was some good racing. It just is a shame that we're still dealing with the same thing week after week, event after event, with the consistency, the accountability, the transparency, and Hyrox has seemingly zero interest in providing any of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and without them commenting, what they're doing right now is they're slowly losing the trust of the athletes. If you just explain yourself, it's kind of like when it's very culturally acceptable to yell at refs in hockey.
Yeah,
All they want sometimes, the coaches, is just come over and explain your call.
yeah,
Almost always the coaches will be like, okay, I get it. Or just explain yourself. Even if I don't agree with
yeah,
the decision, if you just explain yourself, you get way more respect.
yeah.
Don't be afraid to just explain. why you made the decision that you made. You obviously believe it was the right thing to do. So just explain it. People might disagree with you, but that's fine, but just explain it. That's how you build trust. And again, we're talking about like a very large organization right now, and it helps everybody understand better why they did what they did for the future too. So, and to have so many inconsistencies with these calls that are being made, just explain yourself. That's all people want.
Yeah, I mean, preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Like that, it's something that I pride myself on doing.
Mhm.
And I do not understand if you have conviction in your decisions, why you would not.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. I
Yeah.
just don't understand. And I don't think I ever will. And you know what? I don't want to understand that point.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
what goes through his head that he thinks that that's okay to just not comment.
or if Hyrox is telling him not to comment or who if I don't want to be the type of official that does that or that
Hmm.
understands the methodology or the purpose to that.
Yeah. Like how now with the NHL, how Steve Yzerman's job is to explain
Yeah.
suspensions.
Hmm.
That's literally his job.
Yeah, that's a gig.
Yeah. So maybe if we had this is why this decision was made, because I'm sure a group of people get together and they talk about if Charlie and Lauren should have had a 1 minute penalty. So then just say, these are the reasons why we all agreed that they should have the penalty. People be like, okay, that's all we want.
Well, if they just said that this is why we called it, this is why we called it when we did this was protested, this wasn't protested, this is why we didn't call this is why we didn't call that.
Yeah,
Just even if we don't agree, an explanation goes a long way.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, love Stevie Y.
Oh yeah.
Stevie Y was great.
My generation of girls grew up having a crush on him.
Really?
Oh
Stevie
yeah.
Y?
Yeah.
No, Dougie Gilmore was pretty popular.
Yeah. But I mean, at that time, the Detroit was winning.
Yeah, yeah. And I heard Dougie Gilmore use that popularity. Anyway,
Oh.
um, one of the things we didn't talk about last week about, or I don't remember when, but about Hyrox is what they've done to the age group people. So recently, they told the 60-year-olds basically, we're changing the schedule so you can't run in doubles and you can't run in singles because the schedule won't work for you to do both. Isn't that awesome of us to do for you? You're welcome.
Yeah.
Literally done as a, hey, we're making this better for you.
Mhm.
Obviously, big uproar. Hyrox went back in the decision and said, okay, we get you. We get you. Not a good call. So now they have decided that in the age group divisions, if the person who gets, like, say, the first person who is not already qualified gets a qualifying spot, and if they turn it down, it doesn't roll down at all.
Mhm.
The downside being of this, especially, and I'll use this example in a doubles, if Rich Ryan and Lauren, who recently raced together, win doubles, nobody gets a spot.
Mhm.
If, you know, it just they've obviously screwed up the schedule at World Championships and they're trying to minimize people that are going to fix it. Oh, by the way, they also not only did they announce this, they announced it's retroactively effective 2 weeks ago or something shit like that. It just, again, let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Let's say why we're doing this stupid shit.
Yeah. Stop gaslighting people.
Yes. By the way, Hyrox has helped me learn what gaslighting is. I finally understand it. I didn't forever. I would ask Rye every week. I still don't get gaslighting. I like to think I'm a smart person, but I cannot understand gaslighting. But now I've come to understand that not only did I not understand it, but a lot of people don't use it right.
The
And
term.
that was
Yeah.
right. That's why I was getting confused. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So yeah, that's just another thing more would like more transparency, more honesty. But
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll ever get it. Um,
Doesn't seem like it.
no. All right. One more big event. We had DEKA and Anaheim, DEKA Fit in
Hmm.
Anaheim, which had almost 2,000 people at it.
Oh,
With,
wow.
I believe, yeah, Matt posted it was like 1,900 and something. And it did not have an ugly Dave or a Rye.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I think this is their biggest non-worlds event. So their biggest attendance from a non-world event, and Anaheim is often one of their biggest turnouts. So that's really good to see. Um, some people talking about the fact that they put out new machines. So they took out the Concept 2 rowers and ski ergs and put in Lycans, and they took out the assault bike and put in a Lycan bike. Um, these are very different. And I'll let you go first. So what's your take on this?
Well, so I've never even heard of this brand.
Mhm.
I I don't think it's a good idea to switch brands. I mean, they've changed the tank situation almost every year at Worlds, and these things do affect times. And I know I've used other brands of ski ergs and rowers, and it is not the same. So we're going to throw in another piece of machinery, and I'm going to say it feels different, whether it's faster or slower. So now we're going to affect times again. And I think with always, concept two is kind of the standard when it comes to,
That's my thing right there.
yeah, any, Hyrox, CrossFit, DEKA, it's concept two. It just is. Even if you love it or hate it, whether it's the cheapest made piece of machinery, it just is concept two. So to put in basically a knockoff brand is to me not a good idea.
So I will say this part, and I agree with almost everything you said, except so now what happens is the same thing that's happening to DECA. A equipment manufacturer gets in with an event and they start to be like, okay, let's go and go. So for example, now um Center is making rowers and skiers. And I can't imagine that that doesn't get switched. Rogue is now dominating the CrossFit space. They made their rower, they made their skier, they
Mhm.
have their version of they have their Echo bike. So this is not uncommon for the race companies to do it, but I do agree with you that I don't like it because to me, Concept 2 is the best erg product out there and is also like that's where you have Concept 2 has its own world championships for the ergs for different things. And I think when you have the most proven, reliable, consistent product out there,
Mhm.
to go away from it is that's at the very least risky. Now, I'm going to say this was the time of year to do it. First event of the year. Great. That's when you do these things, not at World Championships.
Right.
So if you're going to change
Yeah.
it, this is the time to change it.
Yeah.
It's just not a change I particularly like. Maybe I'm proven wrong. Maybe these
Yeah.
things are great. Maybe Hyrox does the same thing and brings in centers and they're amazing. I don't know, but I'm just,
The only other thing I will say is that it wouldn't be so bad if they were basically this they felt the same.
mhm,
Because concept two does not physically make the best rowers.
mhm.
Like they do traditionally break down pretty easily. They're not the best made product. They're
Rogues
just
are very robust.
yeah, so they're very yeah. And I do find the quality of the Concept 2 rowers have gone down over the years as the price has gone up. Because again, the Concept 2 is the standard. So it's kind of what everybody buys. So they do have a monopoly on the market. So having other companies that come in and make something, as long as it's as close as possible, is not necessarily the worst thing for a company like Concept 2 to be challenged a little bit
Mhm.
and maybe create a better product and stop overcharging as they get cheaper components on their product.
So here's the problem that I have with it, I guess. If DEKA Fit was just the convention center event, honestly, I would probably still not be super in favor of it, but less so because it doesn't affect everybody quite the same. Whereas they have had affiliates who have gone out and bought so many machines that were, Concept twos and whatever, and now potentially at Worlds it could be a completely different machine, and that puts the gyms in spots where it's okay, do I buy these new machines when I already have these other machines? And
And they're
actually,
probably cheaper.
now that I'm thinking about it, you should buy those machines and you should sell your Concept 2 stuff really cheaply to me.
Well, and this was my biggest frustration with them switching the tanks was I bought the
Yeah.
big expensive tank. It was so expensive.
Which is a
For
good product.
it is a great product. It would probably last a war,
Yeah.
but I didn't need, I wouldn't have, it was the most expensive thing I've ever bought in my gym.
Yeah.
So if I could have bought something that was a third of the price
Mhm.
that they released 2 weeks later,
Yeah.
I would have.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it, yeah, it is what it is. So I do have people messaging me asking me if those bikes and rowers will be at Worlds. I can honestly say I do not have that information 100%, but I would wager probably yes. Don't bank on what I'm saying because I need to confirm it, but I would wager yes. And it is what it is. We'll get over it. We'll move on. If Hyrox does the same thing, we'll get over it. We'll move on. Rogue did it with CrossFit. We'll get over it and move on. But it
So
doesn't.
you weren't there, so you don't know, but how have you heard if they feel different?
So I was not there, but they did have them in the warm-up area at Worlds last year.
Okay.
And the rower, I would say, okay, the rower has two things I don't like about it. One, the straps don't stick out the way the Concept 2 do, so it's harder to get your feet in. The straps are more supple, so that makes it harder to get your feet in. Two, the foot plates stick up higher than the Concept 2. So if you have like,
So you hit
or
them.
yeah, your handle can hit them. And so those are the two things. The actual rowing, I didn't get enough time to test it to see how it would compare speed wise. I didn't get to do any time trials. Felt, I didn't put it this way, it feels better than the assault rowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
So
I heard that their bike has a damper setting.
yeah, the bike is totally different, 100% different. And I didn't really do any time on the bike, so I don't know enough about it. But the fact that it has a damper setting, it changes the game completely. So I don't know. Um, yeah, I wish I had more information on that bike for you, but I don't. I hopefully I'll get to test some and see. I the question is, what if it's harder on any setting? Is it okay?
Um, I mean, now it's so now everyone's gonna have to kind of reset
Mhm.
their
Yes.
they're gonna have like PBs with the concept to P say the machines are what are really the difference maker next to running, which
Yeah.
is not, yeah,
Yeah. So you cut out a little bit there, but I think you said people will have to have PBs on the Concept too, or on the Assault, and then PBs on the Lycan
on
or
the new
whatever.
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Change sucks. I don't like change. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so they did have two other things. Well, maybe not two other things. One other thing, big bell at the finish line to smack.
I like
I
that.
like the big bell at the finish line.
Yeah.
Big video screen at the finish line. I like that. I
I
like.
didn't notice, but
Yeah, yeah, it's right behind like across the finish line, big screen. Very good.
yeah.
I like that. So here's the biggest thing, probably the biggest change. Checks on hand for the podium finishers. I mean,
Are they real?
supposedly yes. Supposedly yes. I cannot confirm or deny if anyone's
Has
cashed
anyone
yet.
tried to actually cash one?
I don't, again, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go on that they were real and that they cashed until told otherwise.
Mhm.
Thoughts?
Well, to me, I was more like, it's kind of a slap in the face to the people that they owe money.
Mm.
I get I appreciate that they're trying to make it right. From maybe now on moving forward, I just think when you owe so many people money still, and then you've kind of bumped yourself ahead to current day, and we're gonna start to pay everybody now, so that they better start getting caught up then if we're gonna start handing out checks on the podium like ASAP.
Well, yeah, but again, it's not going to be every event. It's just like three events this year that they're paying out for. But I've been the advocate of a while, publicly and to DEKA and to everyone who will listen, that I think they should not be paying out any prize money until
Until they're caught up.
they're caught up. That said, this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. This is great. It's the best prize money thing they've done in a long time. So it's a good thing. Um, it's one of these. It's a step forward in a good direction, but could it have been a step forward better in another direction? You know, it's a good thing, and I'm happy they are.
Yes.
I just my thing is if I was running the show, I would have took that money that I just gave to those athletes and given it to athletes I already owed and not given out prize money at this event. Because I
Yeah.
don't think a single person doesn't go to a DECA event if they take away prize money.
Yeah, probably not the people going right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then I
Yeah.
think if you do it right and pay all the everybody back and then introduce checks on the site, you actually will get more and more people coming.
Mhm.
Anyway, let's hit our podiums here. In third place, oh, I gotta get my old man eyes on. In third place, Teresa Rufulo. In second place, and she ran a 37:15. In second place, Noelle Moreau ran a 36:14. And in first place, Katie Duke with a 34:43. For the men, we got Chris Rule with a 32:19. Alexi Trujillo, 31:25. And Grayson Kilgore with a really fast 29:35. So here, this is interesting. Actually, let's look at this. Let's look at what Grayson's bike was, or his ergs.
Well, so Grayson and Katie's times sound similar to what they run.
Yeah, yeah, very normal. So his row, a 158.5, probably pretty normal. Ski erg, 2031, maybe a little slow. Air bike, 57.8, which is again
That's about it.
probably pretty right on. We'll look at Katie's and see hers. All right, her row, 218.5.
That seems slow.
That does seem slow. Ski, 235.2. Definitely so. Air bike, 142. I think that might be a little fast for Katie, but I'd not really dialed in on Katie's
Yeah, I don't know.
air bike, so I can't. So, but those ergs seemed a little slow.
Yeah.
All right, so like I said before, Brie, if let's say this stuff is a little slower, does that change perspective?
Perspective.
Change how you feel about it a little bit?
Um, I mean, nothing was dramatic, it didn't sound like,
Mhm.
because I know those times do include the in and out.
Yes.
But so if it's pretty close, then it's okay. I still think it's a risky move changing the equipment out, but
Mhm.
There is positives to it.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I said, not a fan of changing it out, but I am on board with a couple things. If this is the kind of thing that in the past they would have done at Worlds or in
Yeah.
the middle of the season or this or that, and this was done at the first event of the year, the first fit of the year, and I actually think that that is a good thing and that is improvement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll call it a whatever. It
Is what it is.
is what it is. They've done worse things, and paying people on the podium, although it does have that little bit of a kick in the nuts feel, is still a great thing because they pay people on the podium, and that's good. You know,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So we got to give them credit where that one's due. So not perfect, but some good steps, and we unanimously everybody likes that damn bell.
Yeah. Keep
I
the
never
bell.
done anybody who doesn't like the bell. I look forward to jumping and hitting that bell because I'm short. Bethany, you might not. I'll get you a step stool. You can get
I
up
will
there.
maybe imagine I can't hit it.
I did see somebody miss it. Oh, it was Robin. Robin on her story. She missed
Oh.
it. She had to go back and she tried it again. Oh, all right. Should we say one more thing about DEKA? Way to go, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole did the first female ultra with a ruck.
She got a first place banner.
Yeah, she
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah,
So, you know why? Good coaching.
good coaching.
Good coaching makes a big difference.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it was just instilling the belief that she could do it
Hmm.
and reminding her frequently that she was going to be able to do it.
Yeah, and she did great. She really
Yeah.
did. That's like
Mhm.
finishing a Deca Ultra. I forgot I was sharing the screen the whole time. Finishing a Deca Ultra, um, in itself is a great accomplishment, but to do so with a ruck,
Yeah.
and as a person who, I don't know, 3 years ago did a near 40-minute strong,
Yeah.
and now is doing that, that's just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it is.
mm,
And to have the courage to do that.
yes, yeah,
And it's not like she's doing 25K long runs.
no,
And she's
grinding.
still, yeah, not even close. So she still was able to do it.
And you know what? That's good. Let's finish on that. That was a happy
Yeah.
fail. Let's do a happy
Yeah.
fail. All right.
Hmm.
That was a sale. That was the big sale. No fails today. Although I got a whole list of them I could do. Stupid dog got sprayed by a skunk.
Oh no.
By the way, ultimate apology when somebody watches your dog and your dog's dumb enough to get sprayed by a skunk. And they're nice about it.
Oh, like they felt bad.
I don't know. They weren't angry. I was like, I'm never doing this again. They bathed him and he didn't even smell.
Oh wow. They did a good job.
Way better than I would have done. I left him outside for a week until he dried. That'll teach you. No more spicy squirrels.
Oh.
You know what? And I could pick other fails too. I could add another fail. Could have been Miami Uber drivers.
Oh my God.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about
Yeah.
our Miami Uber drivers? Sorry, Nicole.
I know about Miami
We've
Uber.
gone away. First Miami Uber driver was competing in competitive NASCAR
Uh-huh.
on the highway.
Mhm.
She was the most aggressive woman I've ever seen. It was crazy. She's like weaving in and out and instantly in the airport, in the car, three, two, one, on the horn. Oh my God. Then the one coming back was worse. She had her GPS going and still couldn't follow it. And we're like, nope. We're like,
Skip something.
oh yeah. We had to chase her because she would come to where she was supposed to pick us up and we'd go there and she'd pull away and Emma would get on the phone with her. She's like, just stop moving. We're coming to you. And she'd keep going around in circles. We chased the Uber for 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
And then we got in and she got down these roads that were blocked, and then we're like, no, turn right, just turn here. And then I don't know, and then it was she was just terrifying. Just one of the scariest drivers. I'm like, should I offer to drive? Like she's really bad.
Mhm.
You get Lindsay, ask Lindsay, she was with us. It was a scary drive.
Oh man, yeah.
Lauren Rentala sent us a message after because we dropped her off at the hotel. Did you guys actually make it to the airport? All
Oh,
right.
I have a
Sorry.
fail.
Oh,
There's a
hit
man.
it.
There's a man in this town that has a special kind of hate for runners. And the last two Sundays, he has driven his car at us.
I can understand having a special kind of hate for running, but
The
the runners
runners,
themselves.
he he gets so pissed off when we are on the roads. He thinks one, okay, when you're running on the roads, you run towards traffic. So you run on
Mhm,
the left side, which he does not agree with. There's a lot of cars sometimes that won't pull over and they come
mhm,
too close. But this guy moves closer to us. And he actually, this past Sunday, drove straight at me. Because I was a little bit behind the boys because we were doing
mhm.
intervals. Wouldn't move over for the boys, so they gave him the finger. And then he starts driving straight at me. So I had to jump off the road. And then he spins back around to tell off the boys that they're running on the wrong side of the road and they should be on the sidewalk. And he's going to go to the cops and report us.
What does he drive?
It is a Jeep Patriot, an old one, old one.
Hmm. I was thinking BMW.
No, no, a little bit. No, not that type.
Different type.
Yeah, yeah. And it's happened two Sundays in a row now. So look out if you're running in Strathroy for an old Jeep Patriot and you're running on the road.
Hmm.
It ruined his day. He was so mad. He was so angry. Yeah.
All right. One more thing. When's the loop?
We're down to four
The
weeks from now.
little loop,
A little loop is coming up. Get registered.
which we have not yet, but we will.
Get registered.
We're
Get
coming.
registered this week. Prices go up this weekend. So,
What?
yeah.
All right. Prices go up.
hmm
This feels like a permanent, like a deliberate attack
We gotta get stuff organized
this
here.
week. All right. All right. Everybody register for the little loop. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Things will be fast. I will have a tent.
Yep. Yeah. We're gonna have a really good time. So if you get a team of three together, you do not have to run the full 6 hours by yourself. The team relays are always a blast. So and there is a youth race also that's 2.5K. It's a fun rolling loop through the golf course. So
I
it's
have
gonna be a good
questions. Can I
time.
bring my own chalk?
You can run with chalk,
Okay,
yes.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is instant cooling permitted? Rapid cooling.
Yes. Absolutely. Rapid cooling is permitted.
Can I spit in the woods?
Yes, you can spit on the woods, not on the greens.
Will there be any Gatorade hidden in bushes?
Only blue and only a little bit, so it's a little bit suspicious of it if it's real Gatorade.
Awesome. Okay, let's finish.
Okay. All right. Thanks everyone for listening. Yeah, it was a bit of a longer one tonight, but thanks for sticking it out.
And congrats to everybody at ATHX, Hyrox, and DEKA who had an amazing weekend. You guys were amazing. Talk to you later.